Welcome everyone, come on in. We are going to do some practice here together. Sacred practice with our breath. Just tune in my energy. Wow, some of you are jumping on. Welcome to the Akashic Academy. My name is Emily Harrison, if this is the first time you're here. And if you're a first timer, let me know. I want to make sure to welcome you either live here on this broadcast as we're talking or afterwards when I go back and check in with the comments and actually send each one of you individual zaps of energy as I'm going back through the comments. So hello, again, say hello once you get here. We are going to talk about waking up to the illusion in your life today. I sit in meditation many times during the week, not only with my students in learning to read the records, which Salmon, I see you out there, but also in my own practice. In various ways, I practice by myself every single day, almost every day. I would say if I skip a day of meditation, it's noticeable, and it's so much a part of my self-care, and it's naturally built into my routine every day. And I create my own routine because I invented my own job, and this is what I do. So it's very easy for me to go into meditation in the middle of the day if I feel that is what's important. And I also sit in meditation with other really high-level beings. And this week, I got to give a shout out to my boy Jason Hernstad this week for holding just a really powerful container that brought some aha moments in some areas that I've been working on my life, which I want to share with you all today, and take you through a short practice, breath work being the key that can begin to release you from illusion in your life. Now, I'm going to cut the shit with you. We're all in illusion, every single one of us, even the most high-level gurus that we all love to look to here on the planet. All of us are. If you were no longer in illusion and your journey learning as a human was complete here on the planet, you wouldn't be here anymore. You would have ascended into rainbow light body. You would have evaporated into a different dimension. You just wouldn't be here. So let's go ahead and embrace the fact that we're all in some form of illusion or delusion in our lives. And it's okay. Part of waking up and seeing, first of all, what we've created right there in front of us, shocking sometimes, and then seeing beyond what we've created into the dimension of possibility. Hi, Jennifer Morrow. Hi, Alberta. Hi, all of you that are coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Mira, Missy, Lisa, Simon, Natalie, Drew, Julie. I see you all. And please share this out once you join in. That's why I normally don't stop and say hi to people, because I'm like, what the F was I even talking about? All right. Send me some comments of where I was exactly. I know I'm going to pick back up in the information that is wanting to come through from your guides is going to come through, but I have no idea where I was before I started giving the shouts out to people. So if you ever come on and you say hi, and I don't necessarily say hi back right away, it's only because it kind of wrecks my train of thought. Although I do have little post-its here. If you want to know behind the scenes, you want to know what this one says? This is the one that actually is really important once we get into the meditation time. This one right here is reminding me that what we're doing is waking up in the illusion. Jason gave you some insights? Oh, thank you, Drew. Yeah. Jason brought forward some questions that as I asked myself these questions and was working through the areas of like my own personal delusion, that's where it was. Like we all have delusion, right? Even I have delusion. You have delusion. Little here, little there. I have been inviting mine forward in a more acute manner than I have been in a while. I've been working on other things in my life. I haven't been doing so much shadow work. All right. So illusion, this is another way of saying shadow work. And here's the reason that I decided to dive into the shadow work, because it's directly connected to growth. And we're going through these extreme growth cycles right now. And if you don't learn how to course correct areas where you are still in illusion, and you don't remember, oh yeah, I need to make sure that I'm going back and inviting this level of examination in my life, if you have a quantum growth increase, that delusion is going to grow with you. So it's always important to have those like eagle eyes on where do I still have blind spots, and where are things still unseen. So as I'm inviting these things forward for myself, I'm noticing, because I had a big growth stretch, I released a lot of old identity in my life. How many of you guys are feeling like you're releasing identity somewhere? Either through your job, maybe you're releasing identity through an old relationship, maybe you're releasing identity through stepping into a more embodied voice, speaking your truth, new creative projects, right? These are all areas where our identity changes, and we're being invited to step into a higher essence of ourselves. Robin says yes, she's feeling this. Hi, Kelly Grossman. All right, so we're being invited to examine where we need to release our old identity. So I did I found some stuff. Actually, you know what else? You know who else helped me is Rhonda Elliott. How many of you guys know Rhonda Elliott? Woohoo, Spirit Sense. Rhonda Elliott is one of my graduate students in learning to read the records, and she also accompanied the maiden voyage to Mount Shasta, the alchemy experience to Mount Shasta last year, where each one of the alchemists that I was working with there were learning to call in medicine from the space of the Akashic records. And Rhonda's really, really powerful when it comes to calling in medicine. And Rhonda and I were working together doing some energy medicine. She did some releasing for me. And that weekend, I had a big expansion of how I stood up and stepped in and commanded my self-identity in a more potent way. Jennifer loves Rhonda, I do too. In personal relationships, okay? Now, in that big up-leveling, guess what? There's a gap. In that gap of that space that I jumped to, there's karmic lessons in there of areas where I maybe am still holding on to that old identity, or sticky areas where it might have been difficult for me to let go of that old identity. So guess what? As soon as I stretched outside of that, bam, they came back to smack me right upside the face. And so I was able to see areas where I hadn't seen that I still had all this shit to process, right? But because I had up-leveled and invited the disillusion forward, I could see the area where I still had a lot of lessons to learn in order to hold that higher frequency of self-expression. Did I let it drag me down into breakdown? No. I recognize that what's being shown to me is the revelation of the illusion, and I invite it. However, if you have not cultivated enough peace and strength within your own energy field to hold that, you will go into breakdown. You'll go into more illusion. Whatever illusion that is presenting itself to you, the story that goes along with that illusion, the negative part of that, it's all the old shit, the patterns, it's just going to come back alive and pull you down. All right, is this making sense? If this is making sense, send some hearts and loves and like across the screen. If it's not making sense, tell me I didn't quite follow you, Emily, and let me know where you have questions. Okay? All right, so I want to share this breathing practice with you. This is a practice. Jason didn't do the same breathing practice with us, but he invited us into a certain reflection that I'm going to use here with you guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the easiest thing that we have available, which is our breath. It's automatic. You can learn to dictate how it works for you. But it's the fastest way to instantly expand our consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness is your awareness of yourself in relationship to the world around you. And our problem is that we're moving so fast all the time that that's not a choice. We don't choose who we are in relationship to the world around us. We react and we go in default mode. So in order to begin to even create the space to see your illusion, your disillusion, we want to begin to use the breath. So sitting up nice and straight, anchor yourself. If you're sitting in a chair, Get where you can like feel your back, your spine on the chair, feel your butt in the bottom of the chair, feel your feet on the ground. Find just like a comfy position. I like to prop my arms up just a little bit here because I do a lot of Qigong. And in Qigong, we cultivate a posture where there's a hollowness in the armpit area, in that lymph area, so that the energy can move. So if you resonate with that or you want to try that, you might want to try to create a little space in the lymph part of the body. Definitely create space in the length of your body. Try to create space. Actually, both of those ways at the same time is pretty profound. Stretching up and out at the same time will give you a nice little extra activation in your field. Okay? And we're just going to start breathing nice and deeply together. Take a nice deep breath in. Filling the lungs all the way up. And a nice slow exhale. And again, with the awareness that we're moving into a state where we're going to invite forward illusion. We're going to create a safe space for ourselves to see our own illusion more dynamically. Because when we see our own illusion, we can wake up to our own ignorance. And that ignorance that you are spreading on other people, when you act out of ignorance, when you speak out of ignorance, creates a karmic ripple effect. So nice deep breaths. If you haven't closed your eyes and begun to turn inward, turn the awareness inward, I'm going to invite you to. And notice how you've shifted already. Feeling calmer, feeling more expansive, feeling more spacious. And now I want you to see if you can ride the breath, riding the inhale, riding the exhale. See if you can find the part of yourself that is pure wisdom. Locate the part of you that has access to all solutions. And I want you to move your hands from this position where we're creating space to actually resting the hands on that part of your body. Maybe your wisdom is in the gut. Maybe your wisdom is in the heart. Maybe your wisdom feels like it's connected in your third eye. Wherever you feel, I want you to actually touch the body. Okay? Your body wants to be touched. When the hands touch the body, you're signaling to your physical body that you're safe. And I guarantee you, many of you out there who are holding emotional trauma from your past, even if you've done energy work on it, you're still holding the somatic memory of it in the tissues of your body. So I want your body to know that you're safe as you're doing this, and see if you can locate that part of yourself. Can you notice? Can you find the part of yourself that is pure wisdom? And when you begin to, or when you locate that space, begin to cultivate and expand that part of you with the breath. So now the breath, the inhale, goes directly into that wise inner sage, expanding that wise inner sage. Exhale, releasing any blocks to instant access to this part of yourself. This is part of you after all. You have instantaneous access. Nobody can keep you from this. Only you. And here's where my boy Jason comes in. Jason said, can you find this part of yourself when you're in the busy intersection? And I didn't hear the intersection that he meant when you're driving your car and you're out and about living your day. I heard the intersection of life. Those busy points of our life where thoughts, where ideas cross, where people cross, where there are crossroads, opportunities for you to take completely different directions, different timelines. The intersection of our life is when we're emotionally triggered, when our pain points come up yet again, when the areas that we thought we had cleared, here they come again. When we've made a big growth leap, that's where a lot of people will think that they make a growth leap and then they sell 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes you go 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's that step back or the steps back. That's the karma that's in the gap there. Those are the lessons that you still need to learn to hold that higher frequency. It's not actually a step back. It's just a guidepost to where you still have delusion in your life that if you don't bring it into truth and clarity, will inhibit you. Another way of saying it is, it will grow with you. It will get bigger as you get bigger, because we're all growing and getting bigger right now in our consciousness, in our self-identity, in what we believe that we can do, in the ideas and the creativity that's coming in. It's getting very big. It's time for massive reinvention here on the planet. It's why the Akashic Records are such a brilliant tool that's resurfacing for us. Because we can begin to cut through the illusion so much quicker when we can break down. And that's what the records will do, is they will help you find your own methodology. They will help you understand who you are at a core level and how you can best learn to manage your energy so you can always maintain that connection with the part of you that knows exactly what to do. Okay? Thank you all so much for being here. Again, if this has served you, please share this out. Okay? It's as simple as showing up and doing the work. Many times here in this space, I'll dive into the records for you and bring in channeling and activations for you guys, for the container, the tribe. It's also really fun for me to share with each one of you what's coming alive in my field and how I'm continuing to learn and to grow and expand. And I get really down and dirty with that with my students. You know how I gave you broad strokes here about how I was shifting and changing and what I was stepping out of? And and that's really how I find the guides, my guides, the beings that are assisting with the great expansion of how we're evolving on the planet right now. It's how they're working, is they're finding leaders who are willing to be very vulnerable with their own experience so that I can give you the methodology of what it looks like to grow and expand in real time. And most people are really embarrassed by their own shit. Not to say that, I don't fart in public if I can help it. See, if you stick around to the very end, there's going to be something to make you giggle a little bit in here, give you a little laughter medicine. Right? And yeah, there's we're all going through our own experience, and it's the vulnerability of showing you what it looks like that will allow you to begin to see yourself with more compassion, with more love, and to see these templates. Because we're all going through the same templates. It's like when we tell the personal stories of what's really going on, that's when other people can see themselves in you, and the power of the story has the ability to be the medicine and to change. So that's the way I roll around here. That you'll always get the most authentic account of what it looks like to learn and grow on the front lines as a visionary. Again, thank you guys for being here. If it is the first time you're here and this is the first time that you are meeting me, I'm Emily, the founder director here of the Academy. I'm an Akashic Records mentor. I work with visionaries and help them to connect into the space of infinite intelligence Every detail of our past, present, future is logged in an etheric library, and we all have access to learn how to tap in and extract the information that is the most useful for either breaking down illusion, healing in our lives, calling in advanced creativity, seeing the unseen, which is the idea of honing in on what the new earth paradigm looks like and inventing the things that we need as we step into what it looks like to be a human civilization that lives in a much higher level of consciousness than we're doing now. So thank you for being a part of that epic journey. We did practice today. If you're just jumping in at the end, go back to I'm going to invite you to go back to the beginning and watch the whole thing. We do a breath practice. It's an activation, and you're here for a reason. Anybody who comes into my space, the Akashic Records, your soul, because the records is soul level intelligence, is inviting you into an upgrade somewhere. My job is to create a space where that can drop in for you, whether it's just hanging out here in these live videos, or whether it's diving deeper into learning to read your records, going through a purification process that allows you. Purification process just means, let me give you a template where you can stop hating yourself and start loving yourself, which is going to require you to understand who you are and why you're here on the planet. So we got some work to do, but it's well worth it. Right? We are diving in and creating space to, like I said, invent and reimagine what our day-to-day life and what is possible on this planet, which is about to get really epic. You could say it's about to get very Star Trek-y, very sci-fi. All of these things fit together as we are up-leveling our consciousness and our frequency. What becomes possible in terms of interdimensionality is getting more and more real. These veils are becoming more and more thin. So allow all of the pieces to work together. Okay? The expansion of your consciousness, learning how to tap into, let the illusion break down, reinventing yourself, disclosure, advanced skills coming online for you. Maybe you're noticing you're dreaming more, you got more telepathy. It's all working together to up-level the consciousness of our planet. And when we up-level the consciousness of our planet, pretty amazing things will begin to open up for all of us. And I look forward to living in a world where every leader, every visionary, every entrepreneur, every man, woman, child understands that they have this wisdom inside of them that can break through any illusion, and we tapped into it today. So again, if you're joining here at the end and you're just hearing me preach, which I'm about to wrap up, I promise. I got shit to go do. But if you're just coming in at the end, make sure you go back and you watch the entire video, because again, we do breathing work, we do work that will increase your ability to connect instantaneously to the part of you that can unravel the illusion and delusion in your life. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I'm going to leave a link to the website for any of you who are interested in learning more about the Akashic Records or going deeper with this work. Hop on the website, just go to the contact area and shoot me an email. Okay, and let's talk about what you're looking for in terms of growth and healing. And I love you all. Mwah.